Are you ready? Are you ready
Yes?
for the Level Cap podcast?
Woohoo. Woohoo.
I don't know exactly what that song was supposed to be, but there you go. That started one way, it ended another way.
That's our new theme, actually, this copyright, the MTM. Actually, we had Hans Zimmer write that.
I see. It's good to know that you got these connections, Marco.
Yeah, I mean, like, I paid him like 5 cents, so that's why it sounds like that, but hey.
Uh-huh.
I guess you gotta pay your artists well for them to produce quality work, right? Who knew?
I guess so.
Who knew exposure wasn't enough?
Anyway, that's why you should never work for exposure.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
It's not enough.
Yeah, it's not enough. I mean, like...
Yeah. If I made my board games just for exposure, I would not have any money to make board games. See?
That would be bad. That's actually a bad business model.
Whoops. Sorry, I made I hit something on my desk and made a noise.
Oh no. Is the desk
you might want to
okay?
cut that out. No, it's just the spoon in my cereal bowl. I had cereal before we started this podcast, and now I reached over, and then the cereal bowl, clicked, and it made this giant noise, and it peaked my microphone. Now I feel bad for everyone listening.
I see. Okay, well, if you're listening to this, you actually didn't hear that. Ooh, I fixed it.
Marco, and I went on this long diatribe about, maybe diatribe is not the right word. That's more like a rant. I guess this is more of an aside. I went on this long aside that I'd done this thing, and then you just took the thing out.
But you told me to. Brad.
Well, yeah, but you don't have to do everything I tell you to, Marco. There's context here. If it ruins the context of the entire segment, you should probably leave it in.
I see. All right, so it's now left in. Ooh.
Wait, well, don't leave it, because now this part's not going to make any sense. Look, here's what you need to do, okay? You need to just, right now, we're going to stop, and that's where the sound needs to be inserted, okay?
You probably heard the sound.
Did you do it?
I hope.
Okay, I hope that this was properly edited. I hope that Marco did it right.
I hope future Marco totally edited in the sound at that specific part. If future Marco didn't, type in the comment section down below that future Marco sucks. And probably I'll read it and feel sad, but hey, I deserve it.
Yeah, probably.
Oh my gosh.
Jeez,
welcome
Marco. I can't even make a simple mistake without you ruining the entire podcast by taking out and then putting in and then taking out again. This mistake.
Brad, what if I just got the raw footage and didn't edit anything?
I mean, there'd probably be a lot more dead silences. Like this. Kinda.
Yeah.
We actually have a lot of dead silence.
Yeah, in fact,
we don't really know what to say.
Yeah, in fact, if you guys didn't know, Brad and I actually speak at half the speed you usually hear, and there's 15 seconds of dead silence after every sentence.
That is how we get the Level Cap podcast to be such a clean production. Because there's always extra space that we can cut out to make things really smooth.
Yeah, it never overlaps, which makes it very good.
Ever.
I'm done. Welcome to the Level Cap podcast, everyone. That was
Wait, are we restarting this thing from scratch?
No, we're not. I'm just going to tell the listeners that they have a wonderful docket for them tonight, where they're going to see us talk about some things upcoming for Level 99 games, answer some of their hard-pressed questions, and maybe have a little game or otherwise at the end. By the way, otherwise.
All right, well, let's get this party started. Marco, how have you been doing?
I have been doing really great, and recently I've actually been doing something that isn't manga, isn't anime, and isn't roguelike dungeon crawlers, Brad.
Oh, what's that?
Commend me, my wonderful listeners, and my wonderful co-host.
I need to find out what it is before I commend you. It might be something that's all those things together.
I-
A roguelite manga about dungeon crawling.
That's true.
It's not any one of those things. It's all the things.
I see. No, actually, I've been watching SGDQ 2018.
Oh, SDGQ?
SGDQ.
SGDQ.
Yes.
Okay.
Do you know about
the Southern
event?
Georgia Dairy Queen Expo?
No, it's actually the
Wait, let me try
genius.
Again. It's the what? You ruined it for me. Okay.
I'm sorry.
Fine. Go ahead. Just do it.
Well, no, it's not. The moment has passed. I mean,
I'm not even mad. Just tell me what the abbreviation is.
Okay. In reality, it means Summer Games Done Quick, 2018.
Summer Games Done Quick. Oh, so you were about to come up with another one. I see.
Yeah, no,
I see.
No, that's.
I thought you were just spilling the beans on me, but you were continuing the game.
No, that's actually what it means.
Oh.
That's
well, anyway.
Yes, that's actually what it is. Okay, wait.
So you've been at this place.
No. I have been watching this place. This thing.
Oh.
Okay, look. Summer Games Done Quick is a bi-yearly event. So they have Awesome Games Done Quick, and then they have Summer Games Done Quick. So one happens every 6 months.
So it's not Games Done Quick twice.
No, that's wrong. That's just wrong because there's not 2 summers every year, right?
If you're in Australia, apparently there are.
Apparently, yeah. I guess. I mean, I live in a tropical.
Cameron tells me.
I mean, look. Here's the thing about Australia, right? Australia's not real. Okay, that's me. That's just me in my opinion. I don't think it can't be a real place because if it is, I'd be terrified.
You're an Australia denier?
Yeah, I'm pretty much. There's like a 50% chance Australia doesn't exist. It's like a 50-50 coin flip, you know.
We have mutual friends that actually live in Australia.
Sure they do, Brad. Sure,
or so they say.
Yeah, so they say. What if it's just some mystical island off in like the Pacific Ocean or something, and like we're not even sure if it's real, huh?
All those Australian backers that send me money, they're just from the they just live in some kind of space wormhole in another dimension.
I mean,
like actually Cthulhu.
Given the kinds of animals you see in that place, I will not be surprised if it's some sort of wormhole alternate Cthulhu dimension, right? Like, oh my gosh. Okay, no, look, wait. Australia aside, Summer Games Done Quick is a week-long charity event wherein speedrunners from all around the world, essentially, stream 24 hours a day, 7 days this entire week, and they just speed run through games, showcasing like some of the strategies that they do, and all the while collecting donations from the Twitch stream, which they then donate to Doctors Without Borders, a charity to get doctors around to people who can't afford to
Australia.
Because there's no borders in Australia because it's a wormhole dimension. It's pretty cool. I like watching SGDQ mostly because I love watching the games that I played, and then I like seeing people finish them in like 1/10 the time that it took me to finish them. I mean, like for reference, right? Like in 1 year they played Kingdom Hearts 2 and 1, finished both within 3 hours. They finished Pokemon without any glitches or anything. They finished Pokemon in like an hour and 30 minutes.
Like Original Red?
Yeah.
In an hour and a half?
Yeah, an hour and a half.
How's that even possible?
I mean, like, there's a lot of strategies and stuff, and there's lots of, like, RNG manipulation. Like, they take specific steps and specific routes and talk to specific NPCs to not only manipulate which encounters you get, but also manipulate the stats of the first Nidoran you catch. And then, like, when you catch the Nidoran, you like teach it Horn Drill, and then you exploit the fact that in Pokemon, if you give something an X accuracy, it just makes all of its attacks 100% accurate, and then you one-shot everything in the entire game. I mean, like, there's a lot of strategy that goes into it, and a lot of tricks, and a lot of stuff, and it's just mind-blowing how these games that take me, like, over 40 hours to play, and 40 hours to finish, they're just like, oh yeah, let's just do it, and it's done in an hour and a half. So,
wow.
Most of these...
Yeah, speed running is a different kind of thing, I tell you.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. Some of the stuff they do, like they finish Mega Man games in 20 minutes. They finish I mean, like, it's just
Yeah.
it's just crazy. I mean, if you guys want to watch any SGDQ stuff, the SGDQ YouTube channel uploads all the VODs onto YouTube, edited and cut out so that it's just the speed run, and you can just see like their Kingdom Hearts 2 run. It's just like Kingdom Hearts 2 in under like 3 hours and 20 minutes, and I'm like, are you even serious right now?
I still don't know if I want to watch 3 hours and 20 minutes of Kingdom Hearts 2.
Oh yeah, I mean, like,
but it's interesting to know that somebody does it.
Yeah, it's interesting enough to know that somebody does it. So that's what I've been doing. Brad, how about you? What have you been doing? Please don't say work.
Well, it's been a lot of work recently. But I did have a cool thing happen this week. I got a pasta maker and I made homemade pasta.
Hey, you were talking about this when you came back from your Europe thing.
Yeah. When I came back from Italy, So I got the pasta maker finally. I decided to make some pasta. It's pretty easy to make. You just, take eggs and flour, a little salt, mix it all together, flatten it a couple times through the pasta maker into sheets, and then you cut it into big pasta noodles and cook it up, put some sauce on, and there you go, homemade pasta. It's real easy. And it tastes really good and really fresh. The noodles are completely different than if you used, like store-bought noodles or dried noodles. In fact, it only takes like 3 minutes to make homemade noodles al dente. So you can really, serve this nice fresh pasta to your guests. And I'm having guests over tonight. I'm going to make more fresh pasta. So.
Oh, what kind of pasta did you make?
Tagliatelle, which is kind of a thicker, flat noodle. It's a little thicker than fettuccine.
So it's like fettuccine plus, right?
Yeah, it's like probably double fettuccine. Like all these noodles are pretty much the same thing. They just have a different width of the noodle.
Yeah, I see. Brad, I have a big question for you. Does the type of pasta change the taste of the thing? Like, it's the same sauce, but the type of pasta is different.
It changes the texture. I mean, it changes the texture, right? And I don't think we really appreciate how much of food is texture, too. But, like, having spaghetti is totally different than tagliatelle or ravioli or, tortellini or macaroni. Like, all these pastas, even though they taste effectively the same, they are, the texture is different. And that makes it feel a bit different when you eat these. Like for macaroni, for example, because you have that hollow noodle, you can soak up a lot more sauce. Or with like ravioli, is actually like a dumpling that you're eating.
Yeah.
But having the noodles made fresh definitely changes the taste.
Oh, really? I mean, I don't think I've ever eaten fresh pasta outside of my trip to Italy. So, man, it's been a while.
Oh, you went to Italy as well, Marco?
Yeah, I mean, like, not recently, but like I went like a few years ago with my mom.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah. I had your vacation
Italy's
before
a
you
fun
did.
Place. No. Now I'm just a has-been.
Oh, yes. Or will be?
Will be. I guess I was the will be because you have done it before, which makes you the has-been.
Indeed. It does. That makes me sad. Can we move on?
It's okay. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, okay. Brad, to avoid my crippling sadness at the fact that I'm now a has-been, please tell me, what do you want to talk about during your segment, also known as The Pipeline, where Brad talks about the upcoming Level 99 Games things?
We've been doing a lot of cool stuff with BattleCon Online. That's been our big push for the past week. BattleCon Online is coming to Steam Open Beta in the next few weeks. That's what we're working towards. It's going to be a full beta release. There will be, I want to say, 19 characters. We'll be adding Serafina before we launch the update.
Yay, mom's in the game.
And yeah, I don't know why you call her mom, but anyway, that's coming up, and then we have, if you don't know already, BattleCon Online has AI now. It's got 18 different fighters now, and there are now there's going to be ranked play in the next update. So those are our big changes, and yeah, pretty soon we should have it on Steam, and we'll have a lot bigger audience and a lot of people playing, hopefully all the time. So make sure that you take this opportunity to play some BattleCon Online, because now is the time to make it real.
Make it real. Wait, you missed two important things. Two really important things, too.
Oh, yeah, go for it.
Number one, we also added some new animation effects that Cameron worked so hard on.
Oh, yeah, there is a big animation update with this launch.
Yeah, so now when
patch.
something happens to your stand-up, it happens to the character portrait that's on the left and right sides of the screen. So that's pretty cool. So you kind of like a zoom-in version of whatever's happening to your character. And number two is that now that it's going to be on Steam, we're going to have Steam achievements too, right? So
yeah, Steam achievements, Steam trading cards. You'll be able to use the Steam microtransactions to purchase coins from within Steam. So you can sell all your Steam trading cards for other games, use those to purchase Battlecon Online characters at no cost. It's pretty exciting.
Oh man, I'm so excited to be able to like have trading cards of some of my favorite characters, and of course just
I've already put all my other trading cards on the Steam market, and I'm making like 10 cents a piece, so I'll be able to buy all the BCO characters when they come out.
Brad, shouldn't you just have all the BCO characters?
Well, yeah, there's also that. I still have to push the button and unlock them like everyone else, though.
I see, yeah. I mean, like you put on your pants one leg at a time.
That's right.
Yeah.
I'm just a mortal man.
Mortal man. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm really excited for all of these new updates, you know. I've been really excited about Seraphina. She is probably my third most anticipated character, like among everyone in the cast. So I'm really glad she's coming in.
Too many waifus, Marco.
Oh man, it's not about waifus. Seraphina's just a really great character mechanically. I actually like her mechanically.
Too many momfus.
Yeah, momfus. She's a mom. Like I just called her that because she's like one of the only Indians characters that actually is a good mom. Because who else is a mom in Indians? Yeah, Ajena, right? Ajena's not a good mom. Like,
let's Caitlyn.
The Caitlyn too. But we haven't met her daughter yet, so like.
That's true.
Yeah, like most people don't even know she's a mom.
Well, anyway.
Yeah. Anyway, so I'm really excited about that. I'm also really excited about one cool thing, Brad, that I don't know if you know, but like I think Cameron and I figured out some things, and I can now also record BattleCon online videos in 60 FPS. So,
oh, great!
Yeah,
cool. So, that's good. That's good news.
Yeah.
So Cameron did add the choke, like the frame rate choke, to BattleCon. So now it'll play smoother on phones and tablets, and on lower end computers. So.
Yeah, which is great for everyone.
If you didn't have the system requirements before, now's the time to check it out.
Yeah,
you can just choke the frame rate down to 30 or even 15, and it'll run on your machine.
Yeah, and since it's a turn-based strategy card game, like you don't need it to be running at 60 FPS. It just looks prettier, but like it doesn't really affect your gameplay. Yeah, the funny story is, you know how we figured out how to get me to record in 60 FPS? It freaking blew my mind. Cameron actually messaged me one night, and he was like, "Hey, Marco, I need to find out the minimum spec requirements for Steam. Can you give me your laptop's like model?" And I'm like, Cameron, you shouldn't really be asking me about minimum specs. He's like, "Why? Your PC runs BCO like a potato." And I'm like, "Yes, I know that, but like I'm running an ROG Strix." And he's like, why is your laptop running it like a potato? That's like a high-end gaming laptop." And I'm like, "Yes, Cameron, this is what I've been telling you for months." And he's like, "Marco, did you check whether or not it's running BCO using your integrated memory or your really nice NVIDIA GeForce video card?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's running on, okay." And then we fixed it. And then now I can run it at 60 FPS, and it's glorious!
Oh, great. Yeah, little things like that. I'm not much of a PC person, so...
Wait, like, Brad, that's... Okay. You are a Mac person. My mistake.
I use a Mac. I have a PC. There's PC in my household. But when something goes wrong, like, I don't really know what to do, because I don't use it in my everyday life. I just use it for gaming. So when something goes wrong, I kind of have to call on Chad to help me out.
Yeah.
But yeah, recently my power supply blew out, and I had to get a new power supply and install that.
Oh.
It took me like a month to figure out that it was in fact the power supply and not the video card, which was damaged.
Oh my gosh. See, like, I guess like you just need some know-how sometimes. Like, I'm a PC user, and even I didn't know it was like not running my high-end graphics card for BCO specifically, because BCO was the only one that had a problem, right? Like, most of my other games ran fine. It's just like BCO was just being weird, and I'm like, okay, whatever. At the end of the day, that's great. It means that the videos on the YouTube channels will be more high quality. I'm also ordering a new webcam, which will be 1080p. So I will be even more. You will see my pores when I make these videos, Brad. You will see my pores.
I don't know if that's what the fans really want, but okay. I guess we'll give it to them anyway.
I can downscale it so that it's not as visible. Oh my gosh. Anyway, any other news? Any other news?
No, like BattleCon Online has been everything we're doing. There's a lot of work on the ranked play, a lot of work on the microtransactions, a lot of work on getting Serafina finished up, and hopefully have enough voice acting by the time we launch. That'll make the game like VA complete. Magdalena's master costume will be in the next set, as will Caesar's and Mikhail's master costumes will be coming out.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're really just excited to, get all of the Steam audience onto BattleCon Online and bolster the community with a bunch of new faces and names.
Yeah.
So we'll have some fresh blood in the BattleCon arena. And you'll be able to climb the ladders and get your name on the leaderboard during ranked play seasons. So ranked play is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, and if you're a Steam user currently listening to this, add it to your wish list, tell your friends about it. And once it's out and, you meet new people on Steam who don't know what BattleCon's about, try to direct them to our community, It's a fighting game, essentially, right? So it can be very disheartening to go online and then just get destroyed a lot.
It's true.
We're here to help.
We really need to do more guides. We really need to post more guides on our website. So if you want to write a guide for a BattleCon Online character, please do.
Yeah, please do.
And it's great we got the battle guides and such too, but it's nice to have community-made guides.
Yeah, it's always wonderful to... Because, I could write most of these guides, but there's a certain different perspective that comes from having somebody else write it. Like, Elephant has written some guides, and their insights are significantly different from mine. Elephant tends to play in a different way, and I play in a different way. So it just, the difference in experience and the difference in perspective offers a lot, even if we're talking about the same topic or the same character. Yeah.
But yeah, it's really fun. I'm really excited for BCO, and I'm looking forward to playing with some of you guys online whenever we get online on Steam and start playing again.
Oh my gosh! So within the next few weeks, I'm really hyped.
Yep, definitely into July. If not sooner.
Oh, by the way, this recent patch also introduced one really good thing for BCO, for me, personally, and they buffed Rifflum. So my boy is now top tier. Oh, yes!
Really? Is he top tier now?
Well, Ali says he is, but, he's significantly stronger now, is all I'm saying. So, it's fun times. Yeah, fun times. Some new tech came out. I won't explain it here. Just really fun. Constantly evolving game. It's really weird to have BattleCon characters change every 2 weeks or something. But I guess that's the beauty of a digital medium, right? Like when you find
start
something
to get these these little balance changes.
Yeah, it's so wonderful, It's because before when I played, I was just like, oh man, this thing's busted, and I'm like, it's not gonna change until it gets reprinted, huh? Right?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's a wonderful thing. BCO on Steam, get hype. Brad, I want to bring you to our next segment, which I believe will be very wonderful for me and wonderful for you. So are you ready to do 99 questions? Huh?
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. See, I gave you a reprieve this week by not giving you an intro to 99 questions. Because I want to get into these questions immediately, and I find it to be very fun to ask. For creating our own characters, will you release templates? I believe somebody asked this in relation to us talking about BattleCon Unleashed, where we were like, oh yeah, there's going to be extra space for custom characters. So, templates. Will we have templates?
Yeah, of course. So what I'd really like to do for BattleCon Unleashed is I'd like to recruit somebody who is a real wizard at Magic Set Editor to make Magic Set Editor templates that we can host or that we can upload to the Magic Set Editor homepage. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Magic Set Editor, but this is a program that's used to make custom CCG cards. You can do pretty much any trading card game that's out on the market, but it obviously started with Magic. So you can modify this, using just basic script, you can modify it to make your own card templates. And so BattleCon, Pixel Tactics, Exceed, we really want to make these games available for Magic Set Editor. And actually the original BattleCon War was made in Magic Set Editor. I
really?
made my own template for BattleCon, and that was how I made the original cards. Anyway, neither here nor there. That was before I knew what InDesign was. InDesign's much better.
Yeah, it makes more sense.
But not everybody can spend $60 a month for InDesign. So
not everybody has the skills, I guess, to use.
Well, it's not hard to use. It's just expensive. It's an expensive program, and MSE is free. So
that's fair.
But yeah, check out Magic Set Editor 2, and if any of you guys are templating wizards, get in touch with me, and I will give you all the resources, and we'll put together a template, and we'll share it with the community, and it'll be really great.
Yeah, that's great. Actually, there's a Magic Set Editor for BattleCon War, I believe, that's out, but that's outdated now, right? Like, the templates changed a little bit.
Yeah, that would be pretty old.
Yeah,
if it's the one for War.
Yeah, it's pretty dang old. I think it's at least 4 years old at this point. So it's not perfect, but it's really nice. If until we get the more updated ones. Actually, I'm really excited because people were actually talking in the Discord about like, what if we made like our own like card database / character generator thing as a website, and I'm like, that would be pretty interesting if only we could afford to do that. Wink, wink, wink.
I would like to make a a website that is a database of all the cards. We have one that's been around a little while. That's the there's a link. It's lvl99games.com/app/BattleConDB, and that is a complete database of all the BattleCon cards up through Trials.
Okay.
Or at least through Fate.
This is interesting.
Fate.
I'm going to link this in the comment section down below, as well as in the video description if you're listening to this on YouTube. It's going to be really fun for you to be able to see every single card in every single set. I think it goes until Fate. Yeah, it goes until Fate.
It goes to Fate. But it would still be really cool to, to update this and modernize it for a little bit. So that's something that we're working on doing.
Yeah,
modernizing the card database.
We should probably just call it style base because it's like a 3-tier pun, right? It's like, oh my gosh. Anyway, next question.
Okay.
Next question. Like rather than me tirading, I'm trying to be a bit different, Brad. I'm trying to improve as a person instead of going into these asides. Instead of going to these asides, I'm like, hey, let's get to it. Here's a question about Malandrax Meki. Okay, Meki. Okay, whatever, man. Like, pronunciation. Where did he get his surname? Being a twisted amalgam of flesh and soul. A character like Carolyn has a pretty clear origin for her surname, being Aaron Ross's creation. And you have characters that died and kept the surname after their return, like Rexen. But is there a Mechi family, or is it just made up?
Well, I think that the original concept for the character. So this is a person who, so this guy Aaron Ross, he dies. Hepzibah, who's this witch, brings a new person to life with his soul. And so I think the idea was that Hepzibah kind of made up this backstory for him, so he wouldn't wonder where he was from. But that didn't work out because he ended up being pretty smart and figured out like that he was not a normal person.
He's a clone or something, right?
Yeah. Well, he's a different kind of thing. He's not really undead, but more like re-alive.
It's like,
if that makes sense,
like shadow reincarnated, like something like that, right? Like I think
something like that. Yeah, he's kind of a reincarnate.
Yeah,
is probably a good way to put it. But anyway, that may change. That may change a little bit as we refine the storyline and update the characters to prepare for Devastation Remastered. So it's a question that I guess I can't really answer very well right now, except to say it was made up by Hepzibah. At least in the original story.
You mean it was made up by you?
Well, yeah. But I made up that someone else made it up. It's like imagination inception.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
All right. I like that answer. Number 3, Brad. I think this is very relevant to what we were talking about earlier. any cool achievement ideas for VCO on Steam?
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of them. And Cameron took a lot of time to implement all of them. The coolest ones are the character-specific ones. So every fighter has a character-specific achievement that you can only unlock when playing that fighter. And they are, like I said, they're pretty specific things. So like with Rukyuk, you have to finish an entire match without reloading. For Anath, you have to use each one of your forms once and only once throughout a battle.
Oh, that's interesting.
I think for Karen, you have to actually land Red Moon Rage. Stuff like that.
Oh my gosh! I think there's one
they're
where
all
it's like
very like
Hikaru,
cool character specific things.
Hikaru has to win while having all 4 of his elemental tokens in his token pool, or something like that, right?
I think he actually has to win without ever spending an elemental token.
That's insane. How do you ever win?
Hikaru's not like he's got good stats.
I mean, I guess
even without the tokens.
But no fire.
Let's see. Kandath wants to land Dimensional Exile.
Yes.
Kalistar wants to win an entire game in human form.
That's not hard. That's not actually that hard.
Let's see. Riflum needs to, I think, deal like 15 damage in one turn or something.
Which is not that hard either, I guess. I mean, like, if you're just achievement
you just have to
hunting.
play. You have to play for it. You have to like look at the achievement and play for it.
Yeah, like play install beat 1 and play install every single beat.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else?
I think Magdalena wants to win at level 5, which is actually kind of tough because it's hard to not kill your opponent after 4 turns of level 4.
Yeah, and you have to hit Apotheosis to get to level 5. Like,
yeah.
Oh, that's pretty hard. Okay, so you've answered the question correctly. How about let's answer it incorrectly? Let's think about some cool achievements for VCO on Steam that will never be implemented, but would be pretty cool.
Yeah, win a match as Sagas.
What? Okay, I mean, technically that's impossible because he's not in the game, right? Here's what I was thinking.
Yep.
Here's what I was thinking. That Elephant actually suggested this achievement because it is Elephant's dream to actually do this thing. And if Elephant ever does it, I think Elephant will just quit the game, right?
Uh-oh.
So basically, Elephant has to use Hikaru, I think, against anyone in the game, right? Then...
Well, that doesn't sound too hard so far.
Yeah, so far. Then, he has to continuously parry the enemy up until the point wherein the beat has to end. Because, there's like the ruling that if you keep clashing...
Yeah, you clash out.
You clash out, and then the beat ends. Then, after doing that, Ali has to use a finisher to kill the opponent. So, basically, Ali wants to reenact Evo Moment 37, the thing where Daigo parries the Chun-Li super.
All the things.
And then does...
That's silly. That's silly. But it'd be cool. It'd be pretty cool if it happened.
Yeah, I mean, it would never be implemented.
Easier with Sherry.
I mean, okay, of course. I mean, but that ruins the point. You have to be Ken. And, like, the closest thing we have to Ken is Hikaru, right?
Well, I thought you had... Yeah, okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that
I suppose so.
Hey, come on,
that would be...
man.
Yeah.
Look, he wears red, he's blonde, right? Most of his powerful moves
That's
all involve
true. He has a very Ken Masters costume. So...
Yeah, right? He even has a gi and everything. I mean, like, he's Ken. He's Ken. Like, we call him Ryu, because, like, mechanically, he kind of is the Ryu, but, like, he is Ken. Like, he plays a lot like Ken. Ken.
All right, cool. Segment over.
Great.
Well, that's it for this episode of the Level Cap
Brad.
Podcast, where we take your,
Cease.
fresh-grown podcast and press them in the oil press of Marco's sharp wit, turning them into fine olive oil, which we put on the shelf and sell to you through the download section of the Level 99 Games website, which you can then put on toast and consume at your leisure.
Or pasta. Otherwise. But Brad, I think you have forgotten one more extra special thing.
Wait. The thing that you left off the docket?
Yes, the thing that I left off the docket to shock you.
Oh, well, I thought you weren't shocking me anymore. I thought we were skipping all that.
No, Brad, I am here.
We were going to get straight to the pasta of this segment.
Yes, the pasta to this segment is called Otherwise, the last rotating segment where we play a cool game, and I kind of just shock Brad sometimes for it, you know. Brad, I have a cool game suggested to us by a listener named Charlotte the Witch.
Okay.
And they want us to kind of do a modification of our previous thing of like make it a roguelike baby, but instead of us suggesting each other topics, I think this is going to be a cool design session because we now have to work together in this co-op version of Make It a Roguelike Baby. Charlotte has given us the concept, and we must work together to create a game that our listeners would like to play. Are you ready, Brad?
Okay.
I shocked you because we have each other this segment. We have the power of friendship.
Oh, Marco.
Yes, my shonen power is friendship. Brad, how would both of us make a roguelike for delivering and selling newspapers to people in a technological age?
So it's Paperboy the roguelike, Paperboy 2018.
Okay, let's make it even more esoteric. Like Paperboy 2037, right? Like, so we can like put hover bikes, but it would still be about throwing papers.
Well, we could do Paperboy 2049. We just set it in the world of Blade Runner.
Excellent.
Okay. So this is great. For step 1, we get the Blade Runner license.
Perfect. Absolutely perfect. I mean, like, that's absolutely no problem. I know Ryan Gosling. I'm not sure if he's in Blade Runner, but hey, there you go.
Okay, cool. So Blade Runner license. It's Paperboy 2049. Paperboy has abandoned his bicycle, now has a hover bike, like the kind you see in Mega Man X.
Yeah, exactly. Like the ones with like that have jet propulsions underneath them, like not behind them, underneath them to keep them floating.
Well,
of course.
and he's got to be actually like a Reploid now, so he probably kind of looks like like some kind of Mega Man type figure as well.
I see. Okay, and then
because what kind of human would deliver papers in 2049, right?
I mean, a crazy one, right? Like he could be a rebel. He's like, He
could be a rebel.
Yeah,
he could be a rebel.
Down with
maybe
technology.
He's like a cyborg. Maybe he's a half cyborg. Like he has a printer gun in his arm, and it manufactures the papers.
Oh yes,
as he shoots them.
Okay, so it's not the Buster arm. It's like the printer arm, right? Like he prints. Yeah, of course.
It's the arm of truth.
The arm of truth, because analog is better
like
than
the
digital,
stick of truth,
right?
but more of an arm. Yeah.
Yes, more of an arm. Okay, perfect. So what's the gameplay like? Is it a dungeon crawler?
Well, it's a roguelike, so I think you'd have to be a dungeon crawler, wouldn't you?
Okay, that's true. So
like,
every level,
do like what if it's like a first-person dungeon crawler?
Ooh, kind of like the old Gauntlet games, or
Grimrock. or Doom, or
Grimrock, Legend of Grimrock. Yeah, so we could first person, right? So is it an RPG?
It's an FPS dungeon crawl.
I see. Okay, and here's the thing. I think the main gameplay mechanic here is that you are shooting these papers at old people, right? Like, because you're delivering it to them.
Wouldn't it be young people though? I mean, the old people probably already get the paper.
Oh, that's true. So like you'll see like Jake Cool Ice on his like hoverboard doing a sweet backflip, and you're like, no, analog, and then he'll get hit and be like, whoa, dude, cool paper, like that. Like
that works. That works.
Yeah. So this is Blade Runner, but with like 90s cool kid aesthetic, I guess.
Oh yeah. Can you sketch onto hover cars and like wall ride and stuff?
Yeah, so this is also Tony Hawk in first
now
person.
It's Tony Hawk's Pro Paperboy.
Yes, okay. Tony Hawk's Pro Paperboy, the roguelike. So how is it a roguelike? Of course, you pick up upgrades for your paper printer gun, right? Your printer arm.
Of course. You got new cybernetic upgrades like Deus Ex style.
Yeah, of course. And then, you can hack people's hoverboards and then force them to move in a specific direction so you can deliver the paper to them as soon as possible.
So it's kind of a puzzle roguelike.
Oh, yes.
You have to use these tools in order to properly deliver the papers.
Yeah, deliver it super efficiently. Because you're a paper boy. You have to get them the news they so desperately need on time, right?
And the city is like layered. So after you deliver all the papers on one layer, you go down to the next layer. And then there's even more, sinister, illiterate people that need papers.
Okay. I see.
Illiterate
and then
youth.
What's the failure condition though? Like, do you not deliver on time, or do you waste too many paper shots?
You could make it timed. That would be a kind of unique roguelike if it was timed.
Oh yeah, if it was timed. So if it's timed, you die and you have to restart because you get fired, I guess. Or okay, here's my idea for the boss. The boss is actually a millennial. I'm not even sure if that counts even in... Okay, like, they're not a millennial. They're a centennial, I guess. Or a quadrennial, whatever.
Wait, it's only 2049. They can't be, like, that, They can't be... it's hard for them to be a centennial.
Okay, that's true.
Or a millennial.
All right.
Because it's 50 years later.
No. Okay, fine. So they're a young kid. They're a young person. And the thing is, they hate reading a lot. They only like watching, like...
Oh, and they set up a secret organization, and it's called the Illiterati.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, and the final mission...
To undermine all written word.
Of course, because, who needs that in this digital age, right? We have YouTube for our news. Who needs the paper? So... here's the final dungeon, right? Like, you infiltrate into the illiterati, and they're constantly just bombarding you with, like, YouTube videos and people going, like, yeet, bottle flip, and then they dab, right? Like, and you have to avoid all of these. Well, and then try not to waste your paper, because you have to save that one last paper for the leader of the illiterati, Phi Gary, and then you shoot Phi Gary with the...
Why is Phi Gary back? I feel like this secret character shows up in all of our podcasts.
He's our bonus character. Like, he's like a hidden Mickey.
All right. Cool. Well, there you have it. Paperboy 2049, the roguelike. The roguelike Souls-like.
It's the Dark Souls of paper delivering simulators.
It's the Dark Souls of paper delivery simulators, yes. Oh yeah. All right. I think that this has gone far enough off the rails, Marco.
Oh my gosh, it's on the rails. Actually, it's on the route. My paper route.
Whoa, it hurts.
Oh my gosh. All right, so that pretty much does it for this segment of I guess make it a roguelike baby co-op. I think I should just call the cooperative segments like co-op. That's pretty cool. So if you guys want to buy this game, or feel like you would enjoy it, please tell us in the comment section down below. But I think if you say you enjoy it, Brad and I will kind of be worried about you. Like...
Maybe. I think it's okay to enjoy the idea. But often, some things are best talked about and not actually executed.
Yes, because, I mean, number one, getting the license to Blade Runner, and number two, convincing Phi Gary to be in the game, impossible already. Like, impossibilities. I'm so sorry.
All right, well, let's move on. Let's close things up.
All right, Brad. Let us close the chapter to this wonderful episode of the Level Cap Podcast. Thank you, everybody, for listening to this episode of the Level Cap Podcast. I do hope you guys enjoyed listening to our content. If you guys liked it or you guys hated it, please tell us in the comment section down below. And if you hated it, give it to an enemy. If you liked it, give it to a friend, or maybe just continue to support us by telling your friends about it. Word of mouth is really important, especially if you like Level 99 games and your friends like Level 99 games. All the news comes here, fresh baked from Brad himself, the bread man.
The bread man, really?
I mean,
is
like
that the best you could do?
Look, it's a pun on your name, right? I just added a letter and it became a different thing.
My mother-in-law is Chinese, and she just says bread. She doesn't even try for Brad. She just calls me bread.
Glorious. It's glorious.
Yep.
I love it. All right, Bread.
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. As usual, this has been me, your host, Mark DeSantos, also known as Mechanic Critic, and with me has been my wonderful Bread co-host,
Brad Talton.
All right. And we thank you so much for listening. Without much else to say, thank you, World of Indians. Thank you, and good night.
Happy gaming.